So, hey bitches, if you like, this is the Spire. I mean, it's called 300 Floors Tower because, look, it's one of the biggest towers I made in Roblox. The reason why I'm doing it in Roblox Studio is because in the main game, like the actual game version, the server refuses to start. As I'm recording this, it's done on a 32 gig PC with an RTX graphic card. As you can see, it is like 90% similar to the Spire, a Skyscraper Simulator building, with differences being wall textures, placement of lifts, etc. I mean, if you haven't noticed, this lift was actually not in the original version. Like, the original version had like around 115 lifts, and it's incomplete. This version, however, has approximately around, well, 156 lifts. Doing every lift in here would be difficult and quite painful because of how big this place is. It's one of the places where you can't really do an every lift. And about this game, it's actually open source. So you can do any stupid modifications for it. Like, for example, add your own lifts, remove them, etc. Make it taller, make it shorter. What could possibly go wrong? If you haven't noticed, look, it's a fully model skyscraper. Like, the biggest problem is usually the lag. So if you're wondering, it's like this. It's so fucking big. It's just so fucking big. If you look here, it's the FPS. So I'm gonna start the session. Never mind. Okay, so after a very long loading, which is totally expected because of the fucking 156 lifts, which mainly only 2 of them on Cuba Plus, the rest on Polar V2. As you can see, it's so laggy as Spark, in which if you're able to see on the bottom right, you can see that the frame rate is literally 1 frame per second. Well, to be fair, it's nearly 2, but it's actually quite slow as hell. Got my mouse trapped. So I'm gonna pause to see. If you haven't noticed, the game frame rate slowly dropped the longer I played this game. So of course the first lift would be this one, which is a Diamond Lift LVP, presumably. It's really laggy. Like, this is actually quite powerful PC. the lag is quite unimaginable. So, estimatingly, it would be around 1 to 2 hours. Like, just close, you piece of little shit. As you can see, the game was intended to be a big ass stress test. A stress test to see how would Roblox handle a 300 floor tower with no furniture but just lifts. And of course, without the lifts it won quite well, but with the lifts the opposite happened. The reason why I'm doing it in studio is because the game itself cannot be played. No matter how much you wait, it will never even get you in the server. Of course, in one of my previous videos you can see only a few parts of this game. Like, not that much. Of course, because of the lag, it's quite slow. Like, look, if this is the only lift, it will go way faster. So that might be only the proper lift in this EveryLift. Like, it's quite slow actually, so I mean, there might be a possible version in which this tower is split into many places. And of course, it would be closed source for that to tell that separate one building with separate places version. It's been 8 minutes, and this is actually the first lift. As you can see, the Roblox UI fails to load. Like, all you see is this. The label thing on the bottom right on the gameplay screen, etc. As a result, I may consider this EveryLift a failure in the most traditional senses. So in this case, it will be a very unorthodox EveryLift. Like, typically it will technically break the rules of an EveryLift must not be in a base plate of lifts. As a result, I will use this place for like predictably for buildings that are too big. For example, I will actually try to copy certain portions of the original building. Like for example, we want to like copy the low-rise zones first. Like it's quite so this is like, you know, the same test place except that we did some really modifications, like we only copied specific lifts. Like as you can see, you'll get like missing holes. So a retake of the first lift, and as you can see, it runs faster. Now the EveryLift can truly commerce. I mean commence. Those are the purple lifts. I mean the purple parking. I mean, ironically, despite being the parking levels, I didn't use the asphalt floors or the granite floors. It's just graphite floors. Which also actually makes sense in the car park, but who cares? It's my game. I can do anything whatever I want. And technically, since it's open source, you can technically fix the problem yourself. As you can see, the reason why this is black is because of that. And this is a blue parking. Which the only reason why it's technically the blue parking is because of this. Like as you can see, it's running in 60 FPS, which is fairly high. I mean, technically this is the bottommost floor, and the reason why the stairs are unlabeled is because we didn't bring that custom floor label thing. And this is a service lift, which isn't in the original Skyscrapersim version. It was actually a custom one by me. It goes very deep. kinda like the 2026 update to Diamond Lift's Aqua 2 fixtures, like as in, because those buttons are technically designed after, like, they have the same size as Diamond Lift's modular buttons. Therefore, one, Diamond Lift modular buttons are now compatible with Aqua 2 buttons, and two, more variants of Aqua 2 can be created. If you notice, like, why are some of the lifts missing? Well, the clearly obvious answer is that, like, those are just merely lift shafts. I mean, do you want to see it go to IL? Like, let's see the character set first. This, like I've said, this is gonna be a really long every lift. And this is the first lift of this project, like the first lift I did. The service lift is the lower service lifts. The service lifts, except for the ones that got to the basement, were the first ones I did. I mean the second, third and fourth one. Maybe. We're in the parking lobby. This is the 300 floor lift shaft. As you can see, they're in the same bank. To save space, I used that bottom layout. Like, this is the best example of diamond lifts I've got to. Like, as you can see, this is the car lift. There's a door close button if you haven't noticed. You might mistake it for a down button from far away, but it's actually a door close button. And this is a really big car lift, which is actually not in the original, but I added it. Has the door indicator my GUI's bar. It's actually a high rise when you think about it. As you can see, this tower is actually 200 floors tall. Like, this one has streaming enabled, which I'm actually gonna disable. And if you look there, this is an example with a door close button. Like, look. As I stop this simulation, you'll notice that there's a quite lag. Like, next up is that we're gonna do the soon one lifts. Like, I'm gonna like pause it so now this is soon one lifts and it's proper. As we inserted the custom floor label script, you can notice that the stair labels work as intended. For references, as you can see, we moved the lifts from the previous zones and we decided to add new lifts. This one is actually a new addition, as in it's not in the original version. It's like literally it's a new lift when you think about it. If you haven't noticed why it skips one, it's because it's actually a service level. Those are the low-rise zone one. Of course, it is nearly the same as the original Skyscraper Sim version. Like, mostly. As you can notice, there are 2 additional lifts. Like, we added more lifts for fuck's sake. Like in the original there are 3, but here it's like in the original it's 6, but here it's 8. This one goes even taller, up to 32. Stupid. My choice. Like, just pretend those are lift shafts. And now to the one that goes to zone 2. Of course, to keep it shorter, the Skyscrapersim version will not be done. I mean, this is one of the most unorthodox EveryLift I ever did. Normally I would do in the original place, but since this one is uncopy locked and thus you can't play the Roblox version, this is the only way to play it. As you have noticed, it skipped 43 and 42, and as you can notice, the colors are different for each zone. Like for zone 2, we have a pretty orange vibe, and zone 1 has a pretty red vibe. Here's where the... Now we switch out the lifts. Now we have inserted the zone 2 lifts, which actually took forever in my end because I don't know. Like I've said that this tower wasn't gonna release in July, but since it did, it was just another word saying that I did not lose motivation. This one is an express lift, however. It's an HBP. Like, to be fair, Diamond Lift's Aqua 2 is not a lift model, it's more of a lift fixture or controller in the sense. Also, if you haven't noticed it, I set the clock time to night. That's why it looks like this now. Because we're on the 44th floor, this is where this one stops and that one stops. And this one is like the express lift of all types. This is where one of the express lifts stop at. This one goes up to 56. Like, it doesn't stop at 55 because it's also a sky low-key. technically an MVP. Like, to be fair, since this one has too many lifts, he can't be asked to like identify all models here. Like, there's no day and night time cycle. I simply set the game time to 17.9, which technically it would be around, like, it's like 5:54 in game, but in real life it's 7:14 p.m. and this is technically the tallest lifts that have a 2-digit indicator. Like, this is actually the tallest lifts that has that. As you can see, it took the entire layout of the two-column bottom layout. Like, it's completely packed. Like, we're 1/3 of the harbor. Like, this is the tallest part of Zone 2, and since we're now in Zone 3, we're gonna ride this up to 177 and then back to 55. This is another express lift for some odd reason. Like in the Skyscraper Simulator, you start at the 177th floor instead of the ground floor in the unofficial Roblox remake. saying this is the hotel sky lobby, which at the moment is no lifts because I will add them after riding every lift featured in Zone 2 and Zone 3 first. Like the hotel lifts only cover like Zone 6 and 7, which to be fair has nothing to do with that meme. And if you're thinking of that meme because of that 6-7 thing, you're insufferable. Or maybe the meme would get better if no one talks about it. Because right now, oversaturated memes suck. And if they become very niche enough, they become enjoyable. Because like dead memes don't really attract lots of attention, so they aren't really shoved in your face. Like remember MLG back in 2013 or 14 or 15? Remember this chamber sounded because of no directional input. And as the final lift of Zone 2, it's this. Like, I cannot compare the difference between this one and the Roblox version. Like, I can't really compare the difference between the Skyscraper original and the Roblox port. It's been 40 minutes since I started this EveryLift, and technically it's like 30 minutes since I truly started EveryLift. It's like, this is actually the first take. And that's just the Zone 2 lifts in general. Now moving on to Zone 3, in which... hang on a sec. Now we have inserted the Zone 3 lifts. And it kinda took a long time, to be fair. Like, the time is 7:32 p.m. Like, as you can see, it takes a while to load. Okay, reloaded. Now, this is where it starts to get interesting. As you can see, in the original Skyscrapersim version, the only lift that stops at floors above 119 is the service lift itself. However, the Roblox version, I actually did copy the layout from Zone 2 into Zone 3. Like, they nearly have the same layout. As you can see, we are at Zone 2 because of the ambient changes. Like, this is a way to tell that what zone you're at without the glass, of course. We're at Zone 2, which is like, this is yellow instead of orange. And of course, this is actually an extra lift I have added to connect the two zones. Without relying on this elevator, you rely on this really small lift that connects the two sky lobbies. As you can see, I did try a quite interesting layout. It's like, this is the evens lift. It's like, it only stops at even floors. Except for 117. It's like the odd number out is 117. As you go up one more floor, you realize that there's another lift, the odd number lift. Compared to the even only lift, the odd only lift does not have an odd one out. It's like all floors end up in an odd number. aka numbers that you cannot divide without getting decimals. Thankfully I did add a thankfully they came with the call cancel function, which you can effectively do this by clicking it 2 times. Close, you piece of shit. Also, if you haven't noticed, any 2-digit floors, like 1 to 2 digits, they typically have that. Well, they're clearly obvious. Like 1 to 2 digits typically use, well, mesh labels, like the 3D label thing. For odd number lift, for the, can't really explain it that much, but for floors that have 3 digits, a text label is used instead of mesh labels. when you think about it, this is technically the end of zone 3, and as we go up, we're at zone 4. While I was making this tall-ass building, I was listening to like the Vivid Stasis original soundtrack. If you don't know what game it is, it's like a game which you hit buttons to the timing of the music. Like, I mean, this is a lift video. It has nothing to do with music game. Like, of course, upstairs is the hotel lobby, which can be accessed by the lift that takes you to the 300th floor. As you can see, this is a really special express lift, which actually is fairly fast. But not really that fast. Quite fast. If you notice why the sound is muted sometimes, that's because I'm tapped out of the studio window, in which if it's not focused, no sound would be played. I'm actually quite tired, by the way. Like, sometimes I feel heavy and empty, like my head feels heavy. Like, this one has very tall lifts, to be fair. And let me see how I change the lifts. As you can see, it takes a while for it to not freeze. Like, when studio freezes, I can't really do any shit until it unfreezes. Like, okay, it unfroze. So as we delete the to make it so selecting the building itself would not freak out, like, can't really do it like that. You need to select like the mouse more thing. Okay, you can't really select the building itself. So the way I add more buildings, that I switch to this window, to be specific. It's quite laggy, so in this window I'm gonna delete the lifts here. It's super laggy. Like, this is one of the biggest heavy lifts I'm doing, like the biggest heavy lift for a game I did. And like, it's technically bigger than that central Value High Street. Like, it has way more lifts compared to that High Street game we did. And to be fair, compared to the High Street, this one was made by a single person. As you can see, performance is slightly getting a little bit better. Like, as we go way up. The thing we'll focus at is the apartment plus condominium shit. Like, if we get to the blue floor, like, just need to select this. It actually gets less laggy with less lifts. Like, I'm not gonna test it yet. Like, this one goes down, this one goes up. Oh god, it froze. It tried to select a model. Probably because I'm in the condo floor. Like, as we go one floor down. Like, look, it freezes. Then it unfreezes. Like, it's better to group it as a whole, so you don't have to spare the trouble of having to select everything again. And then we can freely copy it. Like, you can't really see that much here. Then we switch to the other studio window and right click workspace and paste into at original location. And we have to wait for this lag fest. Like, I know this part increases the video length to more than an hour. Like, maybe after some while I might make another lift fixture for August 2026, or maybe I might make another Roblox lift game featuring lifts from like, it's hard to explain, but maybe it would be cancelled before I would actually do that shit. At this point, studio's having a hard time. Okay, they're now inserted. And we could notice a great frame rate drops. Like, it's quite too big, to be fair. We need to like go to zone 5, which is like the apartment lifts go down to the zone 4, like the upper portion of it, which the lower portion is occupied by offices. Like, as you can see, this is where the offices would be, and this is our apartment lifts. Like, you don't really see any hotel lifts. Stop lagging. Now we test it here. Look, it's taking a while, and if you're still watching, we might have reached that 1 hour mark. So it will be a very long EveryLift. It's like 7:52 p.m. now. Like, look. Yeah, I just realized why it was. Has to do with the apartment lifts. It's like, would you like to stop this plugin? Like, it's refusing to start. Okay, it's actually starting now. Zone 5 is a pain. And we have finally loaded. And I can't fucking move because it just kicked me out. Like, look, disconnect from. Like, it actually did disconnect me from the server. Like, look, it's like I did not exist. From unassigned system address. Oh god. Okay, I decided to rejoin and I did not get disconnected. It's not really a glass lift. Like, it goes to the apartment sky lobby, which is actually the top floor of this one. Like, I need to like hitchhike this one down. Yeah, there'll be like 3 rides for this one just because this shit's glass. Like this one isn't actually the glass lift. It's those two here. Like, we need to send this to... Now we can take the glass lift. And as you can see, you can barely see the ground. And now for that one interesting lift. It looks like it goes all the way up to 112. But if you push this button, it will call this lift and this lift only. Like, there's only a down call button here, but on this side there's an up call button here. Why? Well, on the inside, like, this one will go to 215. Let's send this to 208. This is the pool lift. Another example of this is that, like, this is 209. Like, if you push the cold button from, like, I can't really, like, if you just push this one, okay, it kind of ruined it. Like, we need to send this back to 199. Like, if you put, like, the call button for 250 floor will light up automatically if you push the up call button, and this one is called. Now to the condo lifts. This is a pool which only one apartment lift could access, and only one hotel lift would access. As you can see, we're fairly high. Oh wait. Of course, this one was done without planning or video editing at all. If you still remember, like, this is technically improvised. Like, 2/3 of the tower now. So we're at the 238th floor. Shit. I mean, we crash landed at the 177th floor. Like, hold on, let me just go to that studio client thing and bring myself up. There we are. Here's the interesting trivia about it. This and the car lift are the only lifts that have rear doors. Of course, the shaft looks like it's kind of fucked up, to be fair. Like, it isn't really adjusted for that. And I'm not planning to correct this in a future update. This is like the condo lift. The reason why it's been named to housing is because nowadays condos are associated with sex games in Roblox. And when Roblox sees something that's like, oh, condo, it will assume that it's a sex game. Like, condo became slang for sex games in Roblox. Like there was a controversy, like there was like allegations against that AK guy. Okay, it's here. Like, this is the only rear lift. It's like the only rear door lift in this building that is an original. Like the lifts I added are the ones for Zone 3 for Zone 3, 4 and 5. Like they didn't have any lifts until I added them myself. Like the only obvious way to tell between what's front and what's rear is the presence of a phone call button. Like, only one slide would have the phone call button, and usually I put it in the front door one. And this is below the first service lift, the second service lift. As we go up to low lobby, we could access this lift specifically, the one that goes to the apartments. Quite different, and of course it does have that color changing effect. I mean, that's because like it gives it a persuader color changing effect. Persuader whatever. I can't really spell that right. I mean pronouns. Can't really spell words vocally. Like, I mean you could spell them by saying each individual letter. But vocabulary, it's more about pronouncing. Looks like we're in like zone 4, zone 3 actually. If this becomes like green, it will be zone 4. And when it becomes like cyan, that's zone 5. Like look, this is zone 4. It's quite tall actually. So it took 2 attempts to start this one. And we're gonna like go focus on the other one, like this one. To be fair, we just gotta have to remove this, which obviously would cause a I don't know if I'm gonna test it here, but since I almost removed all the lifts, like there are far few lifts now. Like for example, let's set it to nighttime, like completely night. Or actually set it to 3 AM because of those clickbaity videos. And maybe delete the copy version and test my own edit version. As you can see, we need to like go to this one. Like the hotel lobby one. Like let's see if testing it here would not impact performance that greatly. Okay, it's taking a while. So obviously I'm estimating this EveryLift to be less than 2 hours at maximum. And at minimum it will be around less than 1 hour and 30 seconds. I mean 1 hour and 30 minutes. Fuck! It's like 8:23 PM, which holy shit. But I might move the minimum up to 1 hour and 45 minutes. And rejoined. Of course, with almost all of the lifts removed, the game ones faster. First we're gonna take this one. Ike 177 is the hotel lobby. Those lifts were in the Skyscrapersim version. Apartments technically. Since we're in the hotel section, it's pretty nice blue. Or technically it's an indigo-like color. Anyways, this one has the service lifts, for clarification. And at 257 we got, oh fuck! How did I forget the call buttons for here? Mike, let's... Yeah, I gotta admit, I have to watch the Roblox version a lot because it gets super laggy and shit like that. Like, it's very hard to play test without lagging too much. Like, it's actually that super hard. Like, seriously. And while the file size is actually quite low, it still resulted in close, you piece of shit. Close. So you can see we're far high to actually get a glimpse down. Now we're heading to zone 7, which aka is the really oh god, I'm still in the mechanical zones. Need to head to another floor up. Just one more. And it chose this one. I mean, right now this is my favorite lift fixture because of how modular this shit is. And now we're going to the topmost floor. But wait! Can't we just go to the Sky Ballroom first? The Sky Ballroom is kinda like a unique layout, like basically the layout would be quite similar for the Sky Restaurant, like this is a Diamond Lift's access tree. Like, because the indicator's 2 digits, the indicator would only display lower level and upper level. However, the buttons would display the actual floor. The access tree is actually a rebuild of the Diamond Lift's Access 1 and Access 2 together. As we go up, one floor up, and you'll notice the same lift. This. The stop button is actually a decoration, because usually the stop button would break the lift, like not really break it, like it makes it stuck and it causes other people to not be able to ride it. So the stop feature doesn't actually exist for this one compared to Access 1 and maybe Access 2. It uses the same chain as the ones usually used for the Access series. Technically it's the same chain used for the Olympia series. I'm not sure how the Olympia 4 would look like. And as we're at the sky deck, you will notice that this is the quite laziest way I did. Like, I did a highlighting which makes it look like cell shaded, maybe. Like, it kinda looks abstract, stupid, idiotic. And now for the grand finale. Not truly the grand finale, but it's the sky deck lifts. This is the tallest lift in this building. And this is actually the last lift I did. And do you know what makes it interesting? It's the RGB caps. You may think that they change colors freely, however, they only change colors depending on the height. Like the higher you go, it will turn into a specific color. Like, it doesn't actually turn into a specific color. The color changes depending on how high you are. Like, not in a druggy sense. To be fair, I actually quite like it. It's actually in the bottommost floor. Not bottommost. Close enough though. As you can see. This is how it looks like from the observation deck lift, the inner lift. Actually, the transparency doesn't change, it stays like it. It's like the materials are actually different for the cab and the buttons. Like, they used to be metal, but they don't really change up the colors, so I change it to smooth plastic, which is as close as it can get. Like, it will be false advertising if it changes color to each specific zone, because 300 is literally red. And this is one of the only lifts that have an overhead indicator. Like, it's not in the roof, but it's above the door. To have a really quick access to like the pool, let's just go to the hotel lobby instead, which is where we technically started off. You'll start in Skyscrapersim, you'll start off around here. In Roblox you don't. If you check closely, you will notice something. And now we free fall. Well, the closest thing to free falling as it gets. We could just free fall here. Okay, we can free fall down there. I mean, can't we just free fall down there? And this is the service lifts. Which probably has fucking died. Like, this one is dead. But this one isn't. This is the only two service lifts that does not have the keypad. The keypad is, you'll see it later. Like, this one exclusively serves Zone 1. It's actually the second lift I did for this tower. Like, back when the tower isn't that big enough, that made me have to use a separate place just to use them. As you can see, of course, the service lifts died. Might have to stop the game itself and remove the other lifts, except for the service lifts, because the service lifts literally died. Now we're left with the service lifts, and the service lifts only. And as we wait for Studio to finish loading, I mean, it's quite as long as a movie. I mean, don't treat it as a movie. You'll get fucking bored. I'm serious, like it's really long enough to be considered a movie. However, treating it as a movie is like watching paint dry for 3 hours and calling it a movie. And did it fix anything? It did not. I mean, we could just free fall my fucking ass down to that. To the... Why does it have to not load? We could just check the fucking output. Of course, require it's an asset ID bullshit thing. It's like the high-rise lifts loaded, but the mid-rise lifts did not load. It's like the clear anomaly of this shit. I mean, we need to like... However, I found the true cause of why it broke. It's a settings issue. Of course, since I've watched it, it's like quite hard to do shit in it. It's like fucking hard to do anything meaningful. And as we have noticed, the mid-rise lift has been fixed. I have removed the low-rise lifts, if you haven't realized. And here we can see the keypad. We need to like do it as fast as possible, which actually is quite difficult. And this is the extra lift I have added. It's coming right now. Quite fast actually. Theoretically, it's actually a genuine high-rise lift. You can like do all of this stuff. Like this is the feature. Like it has this next stop thing. It's nudging. So yeah, that's it of this quite big ass EveryLift. It's the longest EveryLift I did technically. I mean, You could say that it's movie length. So yeah. By bitches, I guess. Like, it's actually under 2 hours. Like, we're between 1:45 and 2 hours. 1 hour 45 minutes and 2 hours to be specific, because I think I've said something wrong. So if you want to play this game with lifts, don't. You need to actually open up Roblox Studio for it. Like I've said before, this building is completely open source, in which the link to the games can be found in the description of this video. Additionally, those buildings will be labeled as 300 floor building in the HF93294 asset hub, which is like, wow, free 300 floor tower for myself. Due to its open source nature, only my models are included. And maybe I might make more Skyscrapersim buildings similar in execution. However, I won't do the simple buildings or some better skyscraper buildings. I mean, technically, I might do the ones that came pre-included with Banner Skyscrapersim, but not the building creator ones. They kinda feels like you can only have up to 62 floors and 8 basements. So yeah. Okay, it's finally closed. As you can see, this is one of the biggest EveryLifts I've ever done. It's actually the biggest Roblox EveryLift, to be specific, because the biggest EveryLift I've actually done is the 3-hour lift video. It's like the Kuwait City EveryLift, which has a thumbnail of the Kuwait City skyline. It's like so fucking big. However, this video would be like 2/3 of that Kuwait City EveryLift. Like, it will be like nearly 2 hours instead of fucking 3. And to be fair, this is for a single building, so technically it's the biggest EveryLift regarding a single building, rather than multiple buildings. So yeah, bye bitches, for real.